Hi. How are you? My name is Houston. We're back with another video. Let's be honest, where else would we be except for on Modern Warfare 2? No, but seriously, we are making good progress. I finished Platinum over the weekend on stream, and now we are sitting pretty at, how many? 21 polyatomic weapons. So we're going to have Orion soon. It's within my grasp. I feel it. It's like I'm about to grab the idol in Indiana Jones or Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm about to like replace it with the little baggie of sand. Boom, it's in my hand, except I won't run from a boulder when I get this. We did ARs first, knocked those out of the park. They were easy, especially with Shoot House. God, I mean, it'd probably be easier with Shipment, but Shoot House is good enough, I guess. The last bit of so many of the long shots was just so annoying. It's just so infuriating. I did like pretty much all of them in tier 1, but we got through it, so it's fine. I mean, we're gonna get there. We're gonna make it in the game, in life, society, as a species. It'll be okay. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. See you on the next one. No, but seriously, I finally got like proper running shoes. Like I went to a running store and I had them like look at my feet with a camera and like track how my feet pronate, I think is the term. I don't know. I ran on a treadmill in front of them. They videoed me running, and then I put my feet inside this 3D scanner that was able to tell me like my perfect size, perfect width, and you know, everything just like that. It's pretty accurate too. I mean, I normally wear an 8.5, like I have pretty small feet, but the thing said that I'm a little bit more than an 8.5, like especially in my left foot, I think it was. They recommend going about a half size up because when you run for long distances, at least like I do a lot of the time, your feet kind of swell up a little bit. And I promise that that's not nearly as bad as it sounds. Like it makes it sound like your feet are like bruising in real time and just swelling up in the process. Originally, the sales associate that helped me, and he was like really nice, like he helped me a ton, but he brought out like a size 10, and I'm like, dude, there is no way I'm running in a size 10. Not a chance that's gonna fit me properly. But he was like, just try them on anyway, and we'll see. I was like, okay, well, you're the guy that works at the run store, so I guess, you know, I'll trust you. Why not? No, fuck. How do I mess that up? So I try the 10s on, obviously way too big. Way too big. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll go one size up. So it brings me a 9.5 and still a little bit too big. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go with true to size because that's what I wear in Nikes, and I run in Nikes more than anything. Like that's why I was finally going to get these proper running shoes, because I ran my first marathon in free runs. And yeah, free runs are like really good cross training shoes, which is what I do a lot of the time. I do a lot of running and weightlifting, so I never had a problem with them. But when it comes to those vast distances, it was time to change. So I asked for the 8.5s, and it turns out that that's like the only size they don't have in stock at that store. I asked him if he could get 8.5s ordered from another store and get them sent there, and then I would just go from there. So I held off on buying shoes that day. The 8.5 showed up. I went there, I picked them up, and I finally went on my first run with them. Only like 5.5 miles, but there's just a little bit of tightness in my toe. What I'm thinking was that guy was right, and I should probably go like a half size up, if anything. So I think what I'm gonna do is go up a half size, maybe get a 9 instead, because if I'm gonna be running those long distances, I have to be absolutely sure that my feet aren't gonna get destroyed. Not only my feet, but if the shoes fit wrong, then, I mean, that's just not good for your knees either, or your hips. It's crazy how much, like, the shoes are for your, oh my God. The shoes are for your feet. They can affect everything from your feet up, like even your lower back. Can't stop me, mate. I can't stop. How's that not a headshot?
Requesting recon flyover.
Copy. UAV is on station. Recon online. 1 minute left.
UAV online. They're blind.
Friendly UAV
The cool thing is that this place has a VIP program and it's only like 50 bucks a year. And one of the perks of the VIP package is that it allows you to return any pair of shoes. You can run in them all you want and you can return them for a full refund and all that and get new shoes as long as it's within 90 days of the purchase. I think Yami just knocked something off the counter. My cat really is evil. I love him so much, but he's so evil. Like, he's not mean. He's just really spoiled. So he's a brat. This is like a little out of left field, but I'm a big fan of stoicism as one of the main philosophies that I follow. And there's this account, because there's like this weird wave right now of like trad lifestyle, like traditional lifestyle, where women talk about being like a trad wife, and it's like very traditional, like homestay, motherly, like you stay at home and you're a housewife basically, and you're always cooking for your husband and the kids, and you're always doing laundry. It's like this utopian vision, this pseudo-utopian vision really, that people have about like the 1950s, because they always see all these pictures of people like smiling, and like pretty much everybody back then was either just hammered out of their mind, or like in the case of the housewives, they were just like on speed. Like they were just doing drugs all the time. Anyway, the reason that I'm prefacing with that is because there's this account, this stoic account, or it's a fake stoic account really, but it's like a traditional Marcus Aurelius account. It's called Alpaca Aurelius. And Marcus Aurelius was known as like the last of the 5 great Roman emperors. He was an incredible man that lived 2,000 years ago, and he journaled to himself, and those journal entries have subsequently been compiled into a book that we now know as Meditations. The things that he wrote to himself that he never expected anybody to read are really amazing. Like, they give you a glimpse into the most powerful man in the world at a time, into his mind. And they show you that, you know, he's just like everybody else. Like he's trying to get through life. He's trying to get out of bed every morning. He's just trying very hard to be a good person. Like, if it comes from animals, it's like a very carnivorous account, then it's just really good for you. And it's a bunch of pseudoscience bullshit at the end of the day. But the insane thing about it, and the reason that I'm bringing it up, is because somebody figured out that the account and like the business registered under the same name as the account is owned by a girl that I went to high school with. And this is a huge account. It has like 300K followers on Twitter, and I think like 700K or 600K on Instagram. Like, it's massive. And it's just like a bunch of snake oil grifting bullshit. It's so crazy. Like, they're like, oh, buy my keto like liver chopped loins chips or something like that. It's nonsense. Or like heal your gut health by aligning it with the moon phases. It's the most insane thing ever. Clearly that stuff isn't real. It can't be. I'm reading this Twitter thread and I'm like, dude, how is life this insane? The greatest twists of all time. You don't even need a director. You don't even need M. Night Shyamalan. You can literally just live life, and you experience or you figure out the most unbelievable, unhinged things of all time. Like, I love it. It's amazing. Yeah, I just can't believe it. It's insane. How's that not a headshot? Like, my whole thing isn't that somebody is, you know, promoting a healthy lifestyle or something like that, because like, yeah, you know, I do that too. Look, I have no problem with somebody starting their own business, starting their own brand and all that. I mean, I'm kind of doing that as well. But it's like, dude, you can't pose as like one of the most influential and most celebrated philosophers in history and just grift your ass off. Like, that's insane. And so many people buy into it too. I just feel like we have to have limits to this stuff to some extent, because when anybody can just say anything and build any sort of brand off of it, how can we ever expect anything to remain sacred? And I don't mean sacred as in it shouldn't be shared with other people. I just mean it seems like it's so easy to gain a cult following now. We don't need cults. We need like legitimate discussion about real ideas that can help people. It shouldn't be a competition to see how much you can get people to waste their money over your bloated and bullshit ideas. I wish that I was a bad person just to see how much I could get people to waste their money. Like how hard I could grift. What's the most ridiculous thing that I can convince people of? I think about that all the time. I have such a guilty conscience that I can't do anything like that because I feel bad. Even little white lies that seem harmless make me feel bad. I mean, it's probably a good thing. You shouldn't be somebody that just lie about anything. And sometimes you're like, wait, why did you even have to lie about that, man? You know who I'm starting to think are liars? Infinity Ward. They said they'd be more communicative. They said that this would be the best year of Call of Duty ever, COD 2.0. And I want to be a believer, I really do. But honestly, at this point, my belief is getting kind of shaky. Season 2 delayed 2 weeks. What are we going to do, man? I want to think that a 2-week delay will make it even better. Maybe they've seen that people really just don't seem to like this game. And with that, they're like, wow, we should really focus on making this game better. Because if we don't, these next 2 years, we're not going to make any money. But we as the players, if there's nothing else to play, obviously, then we're going to move on to something else. Assumedly, at least. I mean, but seriously, this game has a lot of potential. I'll say that a million times. It's a proven fact that even if something isn't going well, even if it's bad news, if you're communicating that to people, to the people that are supposed to receive the information, it will still be a better outcome than if you never communicate at all. Because at least the people that are on the receiving end of the information know what to expect. They can gauge their expectations properly. And I know there's a lot of talk about always setting your expectations low or don't have expectations or whatever. But when the company builds the expectations for you, like they lay the foundation for you, they frame the house, they put the roof over your head, and then the roof collapses on your head because it turns out that they actually framed the house with plastic screws, or I don't know, some weird metaphor like that. I think the hardest part of the Orion grind for me is over, so we're just going to keep brainlessly, mindlessly loading into Shoot House and hopefully shipment soon as well. That'll definitely increase my volume. We're going to get there. We're going to make it in the game, in life, society, as a species. It'll be okay. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. See you on the next one.